Success often requires endurance through difficult periods when giving up seems like the most rational choice available. But these individuals learned the devastating lesson that timing is everything, as they abandoned ventures mere moments before those same opportunities would have made them extraordinarily wealthy. 1. A graphic designer quit Apple in 1976 after 3 months because he thought the company had no future. Ronald Wayne was one of Apple's 3 co-founders alongside Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. He owned 10% of the company when it was founded. He left because he was worried about the financial risk and debt the company was taking on. He sold his 10% stake back to Jobs and Wozniak for $800. That stake would eventually be worth over $200 billion today. Apple went on to become the most valuable company in the world. His $800 payout is now considered one of the worst financial decisions in history. He lived a modest life while his former partners became billionaires. His 10% would have made him one of the richest people on earth. He sold memorabilia from his Apple days just to make ends meet. His brief 3 months at Apple defined his entire life story. Every Apple product launch was a reminder of what he'd given up. His caution about risk cost him the biggest fortune in tech history. 2. An early Facebook employee quit in 2005 because he wanted to pursue his own startup. He'd been at Facebook for less than a year and the company wasn't profitable yet. His Facebook stock options would have been worth over $100 million within 5 years. His own startup failed within 2 years and he burned through his savings. Meanwhile, Facebook went public and made thousands of employees wealthy. His former coworkers became multimillionaires while he struggled financially. He had to go back to regular employment to pay his bills. The stock options he abandoned made janitors at Facebook into millionaires. His risk-taking personality that made him leave ultimately cost him everything. He became a cautionary tale in Silicon Valley about leaving too early. 3. A programmer quit Google in 2004 to join a more exciting startup that nobody remembers today. He was employee number 150 at Google when the company was still relatively small. He left Google 6 months before their massive IPO. His Google stock would have been worth $50 million after the IPO. The startup he joined never found product market fit and shut down after 18 months. He was unemployed while his former Google colleagues became incredibly wealthy. Google, meanwhile, became one of the most successful companies ever. His former cubicle mate at Google never had to work again. The $50 million he'd walked away from would have changed his family's life forever. His wife never quite forgave him for the decision. Old Google friends stopped inviting him to reunions because it was too painful. 4. A warehouse worker at Amazon quit in 1997 because the job seemed dead-end and the company was losing money. He'd been there for 8 months in the early days when Amazon was just selling books. He quit to take a slightly better-paying job at a stable company. Early Amazon employees who stayed received stock options that became worth tens of millions. His Amazon stock would have been worth at least $30 million by 2020. The stable company he joined went bankrupt 5 years later. Amazon grew from books to everything and dominated global retail. Jeff Bezos became the richest person in the world. His former colleagues golfed and traveled in their 40s while he was still working in warehouses. His kids asked why he'd quit a company that became so successful. 5. An engineer quit Netflix in 2003 because he didn't believe in their DVD by mail business model. He thought streaming would kill them and they'd go bankrupt. Netflix stock options from that era became worth millions. Netflix pioneered streaming and became a content empire. His Netflix stock would have been worth over $20 million. His prediction about streaming was right, but his conclusion was backwards. Netflix became the streaming leader, not a victim of it. Reed Hastings built Netflix into a powerhouse while the engineer worked regular jobs. Every Netflix show he watched reminded him of his mistake. His confidence in his prediction cost him everything. 6. A marketing employee quit Uber in 2011 because the ride-sharing concept seemed legally questionable. She was worried the company would get shut down by regulators. Uber fought legal battles but ultimately won in most markets. Her stock options would have been worth $40 million. Uber became a verb and changed transportation forever. Her former coworkers bought houses in cash from their stock. Travis Kalanick and early employees became billionaires and millionaires. Her caution about legal risk cost her a fortune. The risky company made people rich while her safe choice kept her ordinary. Every Uber ride she took felt like a reminder of her mistake. 7. A salesperson quit Salesforce in 2003 to start his own consulting business. Salesforce was growing but not yet profitable. The stock options he'd abandoned would have been worth $25 million. His consulting business struggled to find clients, and he made less money than his Salesforce salary. Mark Benioff built Salesforce into a massive success. His former colleagues retired in their 40s while he was still hustling for consulting contracts in his 60s. The independence he'd craved turned into financial struggle. Salesforce grew into a company worth hundreds of billions. His entrepreneurial ambition had backfired completely. 8. A developer quit Instagram in 2011 after 6 months because he thought photo sharing was a fad. Instagram was acquired by Facebook for $1 billion a year later. His stock options would have been worth $5 million from that acquisition alone. The gaming company he joined shut down after 2 years. Instagram became one of the most influential apps in the world. His judgment about photo sharing was completely wrong. Instagram reshaped social media and created entire industries. His 6 months there could have set him up for life. Every Instagram post he saw reminded him of what he'd left. 9. An early Airbnb employee quit in 2010 because he didn't think strangers would rent rooms to each other long-term. He left to work at a traditional hotel company. Airbnb revolutionized travel and accommodations. His stock would have been worth $30 million. The hotel company he joined struggled against Airbnb's disruption. Brian Chesky built Airbnb into a global powerhouse. The weird concept became completely normal as millions of people now regularly use Airbnb. His skepticism about strangers renting rooms was proven wrong. His former colleagues became wealthy in their 30s, while he was middle management at a struggling hotel chain. 10. A writer quit BuzzFeed in 2008 because listicles seemed like a joke format that wouldn't last. He wanted to do serious journalism instead. BuzzFeed became a media empire and pioneered viral content. His BuzzFeed stock would have been worth $8 million. The newspaper he joined went through endless layoffs. Listicles became the dominant online content format. Jonah Peretti built BuzzFeed into a massive media company. His serious career path led to job insecurity, while BuzzFeed employees became millionaires. His snobbery about content formats cost him millions. 11. An operations manager quit WhatsApp in 2011 to join a larger tech company for better benefits. WhatsApp had only 30 employees and wasn't profitable. He wanted better health insurance and a 401k match. Facebook acquired WhatsApp for $19 billion in 2014. His stock options would have been worth $60 million. The larger tech company he joined was stable but unremarkable. WhatsApp became one of the most used apps globally. 2 billion people used the messaging app he'd left. His desire for better benefits cost him generational wealth. The 401k match he'd wanted was nothing compared to $60 million. John Coombe and early employees became incredibly wealthy. He received standard corporate benefits while they bought estates. His risk aversion backfired catastrophically. The small company became worth billions. His upgrade to a bigger company was actually a massive downgrade. Every WhatsApp message he sent was a reminder. The app icon on his phone mocked his decision daily. He calculated he'd traded $60 million for slightly better insurance. His family couldn't believe the story when he told them. Friends asked him repeatedly why he'd left. He had no answer that made the math work. His conservative choice was his biggest mistake. The benefits he'd chased were insignificant in comparison. 12. A designer quit Pinterest in 2011 because she didn't understand why people would pin pictures. The concept seemed pointless to her. She left to join a design agency. Pinterest became a visual search giant worth billions. Early employee stock became worth tens of millions. Her Pinterest shares would have been worth $15 million. The design agency paid her a normal salary. Pinterest IPO created numerous employee millionaires. She'd misunderstood the entire product vision. Ben Silbermann built Pinterest into a discovery platform. Hundreds of millions of people pinned pictures. The pointless concept she dismissed became essential to many users. Businesses built entire marketing strategies around Pinterest. Her design skills would have been valuable at Pinterest. Instead, she worked on forgettable agency projects. Pinterest employees retired young and wealthy. She worked regular hours for regular pay. Every Pinterest board she saw proved her wrong. The platform she'd abandoned became unavoidable. Wedding planning, recipes, and home design all happened on Pinterest. Her confusion about the product cost her millions. The concept she couldn't grasp made others extremely rich. 13. A developer quit Shopify in 2008 because e-commerce seemed saturated. Amazon and eBay dominated, and he saw no room for new players. He left to join a local software company. Shopify enabled millions of merchants to sell online. The company went public and made employees wealthy. His stock would have been worth $40 million. The local software company he joined was acquired for parts. Shopify became the infrastructure for online commerce. Tobias Lütke built an e-commerce empire. His analysis about market saturation was completely wrong. The market actually had enormous room for Shopify's approach. Millions of businesses used Shopify stores. His former coworkers became multimillionaires. He worked corporate software jobs. Every Shopify-powered store he bought from reminded him. The saturated market he'd worried about exploded with growth. His conservative market analysis cost him a fortune. The safe local company disappeared. Shopify thrived and dominated. His career advice to others was, don't quit too early. He'd learned that lesson the most expensive way possible. 14. An early Spotify employee quit in 2009 to return to his home country for family reasons. Spotify was only available in a few countries. He didn't think the licensing model would work globally. He left behind stock options from the early team. Spotify became the dominant music streaming platform worldwide. His stock options would have been worth $25 million. The job he took back home paid modestly. Daniel Ek built Spotify into a global phenomenon. The licensing problems got solved. Streaming became how people consumed music. His doubts about the business model were unfounded. Spotify operated in dozens of countries profitably. His former colleagues became wealthy from the IPO. He worked a regular job in his home country. Every song he streamed on Spotify reminded him. The platform he'd abandoned became his daily music source. His family reasons were understandable but costly. The geographic limitations he'd worried about disappeared. Spotify expanded everywhere successfully. His early equity would have changed everything. The decision to leave haunted him. 15. A marketer quit Square in 2010 because card readers seemed like a niche product. He didn't think small businesses would adopt them widely. He left to join a traditional payment processor. Square revolutionized how small businesses accepted payments. The company went public, making early employees millionaires. His stock would have been worth $20 million. The payment processor he joined lost market share to Square. Jack Dorsey built Square into a financial services giant. Millions of small businesses use Square. His niche product analysis was completely wrong. The market Square addressed was enormous. His former Square colleagues retired early. He worked in corporate payments. Every Square terminal he saw at coffee shops stung. The product he'd dismissed became ubiquitous. His analysis of market size was backwards. The traditional processor struggled while Square innovated. His career peaked while theirs soared. The wealth gap was enormous and permanent. 16. An engineer quit Snap in 2012 because disappearing messages seemed gimmicky. He thought the feature had no lasting appeal. He left to join Facebook thinking it was the safer bet. Snapchat became hugely popular with young users. The IPO made early employees extremely wealthy. His Snap stock would have been worth $30 million. Facebook was fine but didn't make him rich. Evan Spiegel built Snap into a major platform. Disappearing messages became a standard feature. His gimmick analysis was proven wrong. Instagram and others copied Snapchat features. Young users made Snapchat their primary platform. His former Snap colleagues became multi-millionaires. He was a regular Facebook employee. The gimmick he'd mocked became revolutionary. AR filters and stories started at Snapchat. His timing of leaving was terrible. The IPO came just 5 years after he left. His risk aversion cost him millions. The safer bet turned out to be the losing one. 17. A sales employee quit Zoom in 2014 because video calling already existed. Skype and Google Hangouts seemed good enough. He didn't see what Zoom would add. The pandemic made Zoom essential globally. Early employee stock became worth tens of millions. His shares would have been worth $35 million. The company he joined instead was unremarkable. Eric Yuan built Zoom into a verb. Video calling quality and reliability mattered enormously. His analysis about existing solutions was wrong. Zoom's superior product won the market. Schools, businesses, and families relied on Zoom. His former colleagues became wealthy beyond imagination. He worked regular sales jobs. Every Zoom call he joined reminded him. The company name became synonymous with video meetings. His market analysis had missed product quality differences. The existing solutions weren't actually good enough. Zoom's timing with the pandemic was perfect. His timing of leaving was catastrophically bad. 18. A programmer quit Stripe in 2012 because payment APIs seemed boring. He wanted to work on consumer products, not infrastructure. He left to join a social media startup. Stripe became the payment infrastructure for the internet. The company's valuation made employees extremely wealthy. His stock would have been worth $50 million. The social media startup he joined failed within a year. Patrick and John Collison built Stripe into a juggernaut. Boring infrastructure turned out to be incredibly valuable. His preference for exciting consumer products backfired. Stripe powered millions of online businesses. The API he'd found boring was revolutionary. His former Stripe colleagues retired in their 30s. He bounced between jobs. The boring work made others extraordinarily rich. The exciting startup went nowhere. His career priorities were exactly backward. Infrastructure beat consumer apps financially. His choice cost him generational wealth. 19. An analyst quit Peloton in 2014 because he thought connected bikes were too expensive. Nobody would pay $2,000 for an exercise bike with a screen. He left to work at a traditional fitness company. Peloton created a fitness revolution. The IPO made early employees millionaires. His stock would have been worth $15 million. The traditional fitness company struggled. John Foley proved people would pay for connected fitness. The price point he'd worried about wasn't an issue. Peloton sold millions of bikes. His market assessment was completely wrong. Premium pricing worked perfectly for Peloton. His former colleagues became wealthy. He worked corporate fitness jobs. Every Peloton commercial reminded him of his error. The expensive bikes sold incredibly well. His analysis of consumer behavior was wrong. Traditional fitness companies lost ground to Peloton. His conservative thinking cost him millions. 20. A designer quit Robinhood in 2014 because commission-free trading seemed impossible. He didn't believe they could make money without fees. He left to join a traditional finance company. Robinhood revolutionized retail investing. The company's valuations soared into the billions. His stock would have been worth $25 million. The traditional finance company was disrupted by Robinhood. Vlad Tenev proved commission-free trading worked. The business model he doubted was genius. Robinhood attracted millions of users. His skepticism about the model was unfounded. Payment for order flow made it profitable. His former Robinhood colleagues got rich. He worked at a legacy finance firm. Every Robinhood app update proved him wrong. The impossible business model thrived. His analysis had been too conventional. Traditional finance lost to innovation. His doubt cost him a fortune. 21. An early employee quit Coinbase in 2013 because cryptocurrency seemed like a scam or fad. Bitcoin was volatile and seemed risky. He left to join a traditional bank. Cryptocurrency became a major asset class. Coinbase went public, making employees extremely wealthy. His stock would have been worth $60 million. The bank he joined was traditional and slow. Brian Armstrong built Coinbase into the crypto standard. His scam analysis was completely wrong. Cryptocurrency gained mainstream adoption. Major institutions invested in Bitcoin. His former Coinbase colleagues became multimillionaires. He worked at a bank resisting crypto. The irony wasn't lost on anyone. His bank eventually offered crypto services. The scam he'd worried about became legitimate. His timing of leaving was catastrophically bad. The fad lasted and grew massively. His conservative analysis cost him everything. 22. A marketer quit DoorDash in 2015 because food delivery seemed unprofitable. The unit economics didn't make sense to him. He left to join a restaurant chain. DoorDash became the dominant food delivery platform. The IPO created thousands of employee millionaires. His stock would have been worth $40 million. The restaurant chain struggled during the pandemic. Tony Xu made food delivery profitable at scale. The unit economics improved with volume. His analysis had been too early and too negative. DoorDash dominated the market. His former colleagues became wealthy. He worked restaurant marketing. Every DoorDash order he placed stung. The unprofitable model became very profitable. His math had been wrong. Scale changed everything about the economics. His departure timing was terrible. 23. An engineer quit Tesla in 2010 because electric cars seemed like a niche market. He didn't think they'd go mainstream. He left to work at a traditional automaker. Tesla became the most valuable car company. Stock splits made early employees incredibly wealthy. His shares would have been worth $100 million. The traditional automaker struggled with EVs. Elon Musk proved electric cars could dominate. His niche market analysis was backwards. EVs became the future of transportation. His former Tesla colleagues became multimillionaires. He worked at a legacy car company. Every Tesla he saw reminded him. The niche became the mainstream. His analysis aged terribly. Traditional automakers played catch-up. His choice cost him 9 figures. 24. A writer quit Medium in 2013 because the business model seemed unclear. How would they make money from publishing? He left to join a traditional media company. Medium became a significant publishing platform. Early employee stock became valuable. His shares would have been worth $10 million. The media company he joined downsized repeatedly. Ev Williams figured out the business model. His concerns about monetization were premature. Medium found ways to pay writers and sustain itself. His former colleagues benefited from the platform's growth. He was laid off from the media company. The unclear business model became clear. His impatience cost him millions. The traditional media job was the unstable one. Medium thrived while newspapers struggled. 25. A developer quit SpaceX in 2008 because private spaceflight seemed impossible. NASA did space, not private companies. He left to work at Boeing. SpaceX revolutionized space travel. Early employees became wealthy from company success. His stock would have been worth $50 million. Boeing's space division struggled against SpaceX. Elon Musk made private spaceflight routine. His impossible analysis was proven wrong. SpaceX launched hundreds of successful missions. His former colleagues worked on Mars missions. He worked on delayed Boeing projects. The impossible became normal. His analysis showed lack of vision. SpaceX exceeded NASA in some capabilities. His traditional choice was the failing one. 26. An operations manager quit Twitch in 2012 because watching others play video games seemed absurd. Who would watch instead of playing? He left to join a traditional media company. Twitch became the dominant streaming platform for gaming. Amazon acquired Twitch for nearly $1 billion. His stock would have been worth $20 million. The media company he joined was disrupted by streaming. Watching others game became hugely popular. His absurd analysis was completely wrong. Millions watched gaming streams daily. Professional gamers became celebrities. His former Twitch colleagues became millionaires. He worked corporate media jobs. Every Twitch stream proved him wrong. The concept he'd mocked became mainstream. Gaming became a spectator sport. His lack of vision cost him millions. 27. A marketer quit Etsy in 2007 because handmade goods online seemed too niche. Craft sales wouldn't scale globally. He left for a retail consulting job. Etsy became a global marketplace. The IPO made early employees millionaires. His stock would have been worth $15 million. The consulting job was unremarkable. Handmade goods found huge global demand. His niche analysis was wrong. Etsy sellers made full-time livings. The platform connected makers to worldwide buyers. His former colleagues became wealthy. He worked retail consulting. Every Etsy purchase he made reminded him. The niche became massive. Crafts scaled perfectly online. His analysis had been too limited. 28. An engineer quit Palantir in 2005 because government contracts seemed boring and slow. He wanted to work on consumer products. He left to join a gaming company. Palantir became enormously valuable. The company's valuation made early employees wealthy. His stock would have been worth $70 million. The gaming company shut down. Government contracts were incredibly lucrative. His boring analysis cost him a fortune. Palantir's technology was cutting edge. The work was actually fascinating. His former colleagues became multimillionaires. He worked various tech jobs. The boring contracts made others rich. His preference for excitement backfired. Consumer gaming was the unstable choice. Government work was the goldmine. 29. A salesperson quit DocuSign in 2006 because digital signatures seemed unnecessary. People would always print and sign documents. He left for a traditional office supply company. DocuSign became essential for business. The IPO created employee millionaires. His stock would have been worth $25 million. Office supply companies declined. Digital signatures replaced paper everywhere. His analysis about human behavior was wrong. DocuSign became a verb. Businesses eliminated paper processes. His former colleagues retired early. He worked office supply sales. Every DocuSign email proved him wrong. Paper signatures became rare. His prediction aged terribly. Digital won completely. 30. A programmer quit GitHub in 2009 because code hosting seemed commoditized. Google Code and others existed already. He left for a larger tech company. Microsoft acquired GitHub for $7.5 billion. Early employee stock became extremely valuable. His shares would have been worth $30 million. The larger company was unremarkable. Code hosting quality mattered enormously. His commoditized analysis was wrong. GitHub became the standard for developers. Millions used GitHub daily. His former colleagues became wealthy. He worked regular programming jobs. Every repository he used was on GitHub. The commodity became essential infrastructure. His market analysis missed product superiority. GitHub won decisively. 31. A designer quit Canva in 2014 because design tools already existed. Adobe had the market locked up. She left for an ad agency. Canva democratized design for millions. The company's valuation soared. Her stock would have been worth $20 million. The ad agency was traditional and stable. Canva disrupted professional design. Her analysis about Adobe was wrong. Regular people became designers with Canva. Millions created content easily. Her former colleagues became wealthy. She worked agency jobs. Every Canva creation she made stung. The existing tools didn't serve everyone. Canva found a massive market. Her analysis was too narrow. 32. An analyst quit Slack in 2015 because workplace chat seemed redundant. Email worked fine for communication. He left to join a traditional software company. Slack transformed workplace communication. The IPO made employees millionaires. His stock would have been worth $15 million. The software company was boring. Chat replaced email in many workplaces. His redundant analysis was wrong. Slack became essential for remote work. Thousands of companies adopted it. His former colleagues became wealthy. He worked corporate jobs. Every Slack message proved him wrong. Email wasn't actually fine. Chat was superior. His analysis showed lack of vision. 33. A marketer quit Grubhub in 2008 because online food ordering seemed limited. People liked calling restaurants directly. She left for a restaurant marketing job. Grubhub became a major food delivery platform. Early employees benefited from company growth. Her stock would have been worth $12 million. The restaurant job was traditional. Online ordering became preferred. Her analysis about behavior was wrong. Restaurants needed Grubhub for customers. Ordering by phone declined. Her former colleagues made millions. She worked restaurant marketing. Every Grubhub order she placed reminded her. People stopped calling restaurants. Online won completely. Her behavioral prediction was backwards. 34. An engineer quit Lyft in 2013 because Uber seemed unbeatable. Why join the second-place ride-sharing company? He left to join a different startup. Lyft competed successfully and went public. The IPO made employees millionaires. His stock would have been worth $18 million. The startup he joined failed. Second place was still incredibly valuable. His competitive analysis was too binary. Lyft carved out major market share. Millions used Lyft regularly. His former colleagues became wealthy. He looked for new jobs. Every Lyft ride reminded him. Second place made people rich. His analysis was too negative. Competition didn't prevent success. 35. A developer quit Unity in 2007 because game engines seemed specialized. The market seemed too small for big success. He left for a general software company. Unity became the standard for game development. The IPO created employee millionaires. His stock would have been worth $35 million. The general software company was forgettable. Specialized tools were incredibly valuable. His market size analysis was wrong. Millions of games used Unity. Mobile gaming exploded with Unity. His former colleagues became wealthy. He worked software jobs. Every Unity-powered game proved him wrong. The specialized market was enormous. His generalist thinking backfired. Specialization was the winner. 36. A writer quit Reddit in 2006 because the site seemed chaotic and unmonetizable. The community was too weird to scale. He left to join a traditional news site. Reddit became one of the most visited sites. Early employees benefited from company growth. His stake would have been worth $10 million. The news site struggled. Reddit's chaos was its strength. His monetization concerns were unfounded. Reddit found ways to make money. The weird community scaled to millions. His former colleagues made millions. He worked journalism jobs. Every Reddit thread he read stung. The chaos became valuable. His concerns were wrong. Weird scaled perfectly. 37. An operations manager quit Warby Parker in 2011 because selling glasses online seemed risky. People need to try glasses in person. He left for a traditional retail job. Warby Parker revolutionized eyewear. The company's valuation made employees wealthy. His stock would have been worth $15 million. Traditional retail struggled. Online glasses shopping worked perfectly. His analysis about behavior was wrong. Try-at-home programs solved the problem. Millions bought glasses online happily. His former colleagues became millionaires. He worked retail management. Every Warby Parker ad reminded him. His concerns were unfounded. Online won in eyewear. His traditional thinking cost him. 38. A programmer quit Dropbox in 2009 because cloud storage seemed commoditized. Google Drive would crush them. He left for Google, actually. Dropbox thrived despite competition. The IPO made employees millionaires. His stock would have been worth $20 million. Google was fine, but didn't make him rich. Execution mattered more than he thought. His competitive analysis was wrong. Dropbox maintained major market share. Millions used Dropbox loyally. His former colleagues became wealthy. He worked at Google normally. Every Dropbox file he used stung. Competition didn't kill Dropbox. His fear was unfounded. Multiple winners could exist. 39. A designer quit Pinterest in 2012 because she got a higher salary offer elsewhere. She left for an extra $15,000 per year. Pinterest went public years later. Early employee stock became worth millions. Her shares would have been worth $18 million. The higher salary seemed smart short-term. Long-term, it was catastrophic. Her $15,000 raise cost her millions. Pinterest's growth was explosive. Her former colleagues retired early. She worked design jobs. Every Pinterest board reminded her. The short-term thinking was costly. Equity beat salary. Her math was wrong. 40. An analyst quit Houzz in 2011 because home renovation seemed niche. The market was too specialized for big success. He left for a general marketplace company. Houzz became essential for home improvement. The company's valuations soared. His stock would have been worth $12 million. The marketplace company was average. Home renovation was a huge market. His niche analysis was wrong. Millions used Houzz for projects. The specialized platform thrived. His former colleagues made millions. He worked corporate jobs. Every Houzz project he browsed stung. The niche was massive. His analysis was too limited. 41. A marketer quit SurveyMonkey in 2009 because online surveys seemed boring and limited. Who would pay for survey tools? She left for a more exciting marketing job. SurveyMonkey became essential for research. The company went public successfully. Her stock would have been worth $8 million. The exciting job was unremarkable. Boring tools made money. Her analysis about excitement was wrong. Businesses needed survey platforms. Millions created surveys monthly. Her former colleagues became wealthy. She worked various marketing jobs. Every survey she took reminded her. Boring didn't mean unsuccessful. Her preference for excitement cost her. 42. An engineer quit Box in 2008 because enterprise file sharing seemed like Dropbox for business. Just a copy of an existing concept. He left to work on something more original. Box carved out the enterprise market successfully. The IPO made employees millionaires. His stock would have been worth $15 million. His original work went nowhere. Enterprise versus consumer mattered enormously. His analysis about copying was wrong. Box became the standard for businesses. Thousands of companies relied on Box. His former colleagues retired early. He worked regular jobs. Every Box file proved him wrong. The enterprise market was distinct. His dismissiveness cost him millions. 43. A developer quit Waze in 2010 because crowdsourced navigation seemed inaccurate. Professional maps would always be better. He left for a mapping company. Google acquired Waze for over $1 billion. Early employees became multi-millionaires. His stock would have been worth $10 million. The mapping company struggled. Crowdsourced data was incredibly accurate. His analysis was completely wrong. Waze users provided real-time updates. The accuracy exceeded professional maps. His former colleagues became wealthy. He worked mapping jobs. Every Waze alert he received stung. Crowdsourcing won decisively. His professional preference backfired. Community beat corporate. 44. A sales employee quit HubSpot in 2008 because marketing automation seemed too complicated for small businesses. They'd never adopt it successfully. He left for a simpler sales tool company. HubSpot made marketing automation accessible. The IPO created employee millionaires. His stock would have been worth $25 million. The simpler company was forgettable. Small businesses loved HubSpot. His analysis about complexity was wrong. HubSpot simplified the complicated. Thousands of businesses adopted it. His former colleagues became wealthy. He worked regular sales jobs. Every HubSpot customer proved him wrong. Accessible automation won. His underestimation cost him millions. 45. And finally, an early employee quit Bitcoin exchanges in 2011 to cash out his Bitcoin at $30 per coin. He'd accumulated Bitcoin working at the exchange. He thought $30 was the peak and sold everything. He left the industry entirely thinking crypto was done. Bitcoin later reached $69,000 per coin. His Bitcoin would have been worth over $50 million, sir. He cashed out for about $50,000 total. The crypto industry exploded after he left. His timing was catastrophically bad. Bitcoin's growth was just beginning. His $30 peak prediction was off by 2,000 to 300%. Former colleagues in crypto became wealthy. He worked regular jobs. Every Bitcoin price update tortured him. He'd sold at what turned out to be the bottom. His impatience cost him tens of millions. The industry he'd left became massive. His crypto holdings would have changed his life. Instead, he watched from the sidelines. His decision to cash out early haunted him daily. The $50,000 he'd gotten seemed like a fortune at the time. Compared to what it became, it was nothing. His story became legendary in crypto circles. He represented every person who sold too early. His name was synonymous with bad timing. The early exit cost him generational wealth. His $30 target price became a painful punchline, proving definitively that premature exits from promising ventures cost exponentially more than the temporary discomfort of uncertainty, demonstrating conclusively that enduring through difficult growth phases separates millionaires from regular employees, and revealing the harsh truth that opportunity only rewards those present when success finally arrives. These heartbreaking stories illustrate how mere months or even weeks of additional patience would have transformed ordinary lives into extraordinary wealth. The consistent pattern shows that those who abandoned ship during turbulent periods missed the calm waters of prosperity that followed shortly after their departure. The brutal reality nobody wants to accept. Quitting feels like relief temporarily, but watching others become millionaires from the position you abandoned feels like torture permanently. Smash that subscribe button if these devastating near misses convinced you that patience and persistence beat premature optimization, because the fortune you seek might be just months away from the position you're currently considering leaving.